welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea, and today I have my July update for my 11 favorites and 11 oldies project pans. These were created by Denise from Just Some Makeup Pans over on Instagram. As always, I have her linked down below. These are two separate projects, but just for filming's sake, it's easier for me to combine both of them into one. And I start with my 11 oldies and then I go into my 11 favorites. So it's a year-long project pan, beginning of January to end of December. I think that's pretty much it. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started because I hit my goal on 3 items across both projects and I'm pretty happy with that. So starting with my 11 oldies, the first thing, and I'm surprised that I finished this because I thought I was gonna need to have it in another month, is my Deep Sea Cosmetics Cuticle Oil. It is empty. I used it 11 more times this past month, and it had use on it before this project. As you can see, I started where this purple dot is up here, but I used this 62 times within this project to finish it up, and it is like one of the oldest things in my entire collection, full stop. And I'm just really glad that it's out because I don't think I really like cuticle oil. It's just really messy. So I'm glad that it's gone. So that's another one knocked out for the oldies. Then I have my Bath & Body Works Cherry Blossom Eau de Toilette. I used it 7 times this past month, so I mean, these lines are like right on top of each other, but I was able to make a new mark. I don't think I made a new one last month, so that's 2 months of progress right there. But we're getting ever so closer to this pink line. I think I'm gonna have to step it up a little bit if I actually do want to hit my goal of getting to that pink line by the end of the year, but hopefully with a little more consistency, I can do it. Next is my Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Berry Recognize. I've only used this twice in the past month. It's just not something that I'm reaching for, not something that I want to reach for. It's still got plenty of product in there, even though there's major windowing going on. I've taken the stopper out. It's a slow one. It's gonna be a slow one, but okay. Next is my BH Cosmetics Pressed Powder. I use this every day to set my under eye and like any other area of my face, usually like around my nose. So I don't use a ton of it, but I do use it every day. This is what it is looking like now. The outer ring has gotten a bit thinner, I guess. You can definitely see progress compared to the picture from last month, but again, it's kind of slow going. I don't think I need to repress it quite yet. Maybe after next month I'll repress it, but I'm still able to get in plenty of product on my brush and I'm not having a problem getting it on my brush. So this, I don't know. It's hard to predict with these kinds of powders because I use so little, and you know, working on the outer ring takes a long time. I've still got a good 2 or 3 months at least of use in this, but slowly but surely we are working our way through it. Next are the 3 items that are left in my Revolution Ultra Contour palette. Was it last month? It was last month or 2 months ago. I hit pan in the middle bronzer shade. So I have the highlighter and 2 bronzers. So here's the highlighter. I only used it twice. I think I set a goal of wanting to hit side pan, but you need to use it more than 2 times to do that. I still think it looks a little bit different than the last month's picture, but. And then the other item that is now rolling out of this project is this first bronzer. It is the teeniest, tiniest baby pan, but it is there. And my goal on the bronzers is just to hit pan. So now that is 2 bronzers from this palette out. And then this third one, the third one I've used 4 times, so it doesn't look much different. But I'm glad that I'm only working on 1 bronzer in this palette now instead of technically 4, because this one I was working on in my Throwback 30 project, which I've obviously finished this one, but at one point this year I was working on all 4 of these bronzers, and that's kind of a lot. So now I'm just working on 1 bronzer and 1 highlighter out of this palette. And who knows, maybe one day I will actually use up all of the product in this palette. Not going to be this year, that's for sure, but one day, maybe in the future. Then I have my Revolution cream shadow in the shade Rebound. I've only used it 1 time. I don't really think it's going to look much different. Again, a lot of these shadows in various projects are just not getting a ton of consistent use because I'm trying to use everything, and then I'm trying to stick with my mantra of some use is better than no use. So I only used it 1 time, but it's 1 more time that I would have used it if it wasn't in this project at all. So I'm gonna take my wins where I can get them, because unless I use that like every single day, there's no way that's getting done this year, but I still just want to see like how much I can use up this year of that shadow. And then lastly, my good old Revlon lipstick in HD Gladiolus. I used it 4 times, but I still was not able to make a new mark on my sheet. It's just stuck in that same spot, and it's gonna continue to stick in that same spot because I'm just got too many lip products and too many projects, and I'm spread a little too thin. So I need to remember for the future not to put this many lip products in my various projects, but you'll learn something new with project painting like every year. So that's my thing for this year. Cool it with the lip stuff. So that was my update for the 11 oldies. I had previously finished up my blush that was in this project, and then I hit pan on that second bronzer in the palette. So then this month I have the cuticle oil empty, and I have pan in that first bronzer. So I'm down to 7 products in this project, which as long as the numbers keep going down, that's all I can ask for. I don't think I will have, I won't have anything rolling out next month, because even if I use that bronzer every day, I still wouldn't have pan for it next month. But let's see. I think my goal will be to use this shadow a little bit more because I really do love it. It is so beautiful. It doesn't really matter what I do as far as primer. It usually does end up creasing at some point. I think that might just be application / user error. Like I might just be putting a little bit too much on, but I want my eyeballs to like be seen from space, and I just put a lot of this on when I do it. So, and okay, actually, and my like second goal is to be able to make a new line for this lipstick on my tracker, because we're halfway through this project and I've only been able to make one line on my tracker. That's kind of pathetic. So that is my goal, to use this more than once and to use this enough so that I have a new line on my tracker. So now for my 11 favorites. The first thing is my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, the shade Luscious. My goal is to hit pan. I've used it 2 more times this past month, so it's not really, again, not much different than it was last time. slow and steady. I haven't hit pan on any of the more metallic shades in this. Like this Nectar shade was more of a satin, so it's not quite the same formula. This metallic shade, it's more like crumbly, I guess, or you can pick up more product when you apply it, even with the very minimal use I've given it so far. I think if I try to do it like even 4 times a month for the rest of the project, I think I should be able to hit pan by the end, but we'll see. As I get closer to the end of the project, I might focus on that shadow more than what I am right now. But for now, as long as it's getting 1 or 2 uses a month, that's, like I said, with all the other eyeshadow projects and eyeshadows in projects I have going on, that's about as much as I can hope for right now. Next, another product that just hasn't, I've been using it, but it just, the nature of the product, you don't really see a lot of progress, is my ColourPop and Disney Mistress of All Evil Super Shock highlighter. I've used it 5 more times, so you can kind of see, like, I concentrate my finger kind of right in that little, there's a little dip right there, but again, I try not to overdo it with this because it's easy to end up sitting on top of my foundation funny and looking cakey if I use too much. So again, I really don't know if I'll be able to hit pan in this. I mean, it barely looks like I've used it, so we'll see. I do think I need to use it a little more in the summer. I think it's a better summer shade for me, but that doesn't mean I won't wear it in the winter. Another lip product that I'm just not seeing much movement on is my Maleficent lipstick, which I am actually wearing it right now. The S is finally completely gone on the embossing that says, it said villains, now it just says villain, but I'm gonna need to use it a little bit more if I want it to, I mean, it's not gonna be done this year, let's be real, but I do really love this lipstick and I do want to get more use out of it. I think I'm gonna need to like concentrate a little more on these 2 lipsticks, and well, technically these 3, but I'm gonna need to concentrate a little bit more on the lipsticks in this project because this is the project, I believe this is the project that is ending the soonest out of all the other ones that I've still got left with lip products in them, so I gotta step it up a bit. Then I have my blush from the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Volume 2. I'm working on the shade Tau, this beautiful orange right here. Again, I've used it 3 times, so it doesn't look much different, but it's so pigmented, you don't need that much. So it's like, I don't know how well you can see. I mean, it's looking a little textured from where I'm dipping my brush in, so you can definitely tell it's been used, but there's not really any dip, so to speak. So that's another one of those, let's just see how many times I can use it this year kind of thing. I'm not holding my breath that I'm gonna hit pan on that anytime soon. Okay, then my third and final empty is my Bath & Body Works Cotton Blossom Shower Gel. Now I have 2 of these in this project, so this is the first one. So I still have 1 more to go, but it's empty. I love this scent so much. I like smelling like clean laundry. So I was kind of hoarding these to use after I used, you know, the other 20 plus shower gels I have, which is kind of not very smart of me because then I'm never gonna get to them. So that's why they're in this project. I used this 8 more times in the past month. I used it a total of 40 times from brand new to finish it. So because I like bounce between shower gels, because I have this one and then I have some more in my 50 Shades of Purple project pan, and then like just randomly I might use a different one just for variety. If I really focused and only used one shower gel every single day, it would take me less than 2 months to finish it, but I don't use the same one every single day, so it took me longer than that. But given how long it took me to finish this one, especially if I know there's generally 40 uses in a bottle, I definitely will finish the second one. I have not started that one yet because I'm trying to finish the current one from my 50 Shades of Purple project pan before I open my second Cotton Blossom one. But that's all to say, I think I will have no problem finishing the second one this year. So that one is my third item that's either empty or I've hit my goal on for this project for this month. Then one of my products that has consistent progress every month is my Ulta eyeliner in Blackout. You can see it's starting to get pretty small. This is how much I used in the past month. I don't know if it's this specific pencil or just my eye sharpener is not the greatest. I feel like I'm having to sharpen this more than would really be necessary because the way it sharpens it, there's always like a side that sticks up a little further, so I end up stabbing myself in the eye, which is not very good because I use a tight line. So then I have to like try to sharpen that point down. So I think it's getting a little more use on it just because I have to sharpen it almost every single time that I use it. But it's a really good black eyeliner. I like it a lot. I don't know, I might have like 1 or 2 other black eyeliners that I need to work through before I would repurchase this, but I would definitely repurchase this. Plus it's only $8, so. Then another item that gets consistent use every month, and you will definitely be able to see a difference between last month's picture and this month, is my NYX High Glass Finishing Powder. I use this almost every day. It depends like on how my skin is feeling with my foundation and if I need to kind of blend out my blush and bronzer a little bit, but I've used this 25 times in the last month, and like there were a bunch of separate little pans, so this is one big pan now, but I have another little side pan here. This pan right there is expanding. So slowly but surely, this definitely has probably 2 or 3 months left on it as well, but I also use a bigger brush with it, so it might go a little bit faster than that, but it'll definitely be done before the end of this year. Like I said, I panned a full one of these last year as well, so I know it'll be done by the end of this project, but good steady progress on that one. Then I have my Macadamia Professionals Nourishing Repair Mask. I've used it 5 times in the past month, so a little over once a week. That's about how much I use it. This is how much I have left. I would estimate I have about 2 months left on this if I use it 5 times a month, but we'll see. Like I said, I don't need to use a ton of it, even though I have a lot of hair. I mean, it covers your hair really well, and I'm again, I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I'm very grateful to Valerie for finding another one of these at TJ Maxx and sending it to me. So now I have a backup, and I'm very excited about that because I really love this stuff. And then finally is my Ulta Beauty Baked Bronzer that I repressed into this e.l.f. compact. I've only used it 5 times, so again, I don't think you're gonna see much difference between the progress pic from last month. And I also repressed it really terribly, but in my defense, this was a baked product and they don't repress quite the same, but I still do really love this bronzer. So those were my 2 updates. I'm very happy that I managed to finish 3 more products. So even though I finished, can you get off of there, please? So even though I finished this, it still doesn't really count as an item, as a full item, leaving the favorites, because I'm working on 2 of them. So this is like half of an item if you want to do it that way. So with this being done, I've used 2.5 products out of this, out of my favorites. I finished the Tree Hut Lemon Blueberry Tart Scrub and my Mario Badescu facial spray before this. So this is, it's my third, we'll say it's my third, or my 2.5, well, it's my third item. So again, for this project, I don't think I'm gonna have anything else rolling out next month. It'll be a couple more months. But I think that out of everything, the next thing that's gonna be gone is this, but it's still gonna be 2 months. So again, it's maybe not the most exciting updates every month, but as long as I can show some kind of progress for most of my items, I'll be happy with that. I have been babbling long enough. My kids did something to the TV and I need to go fix it. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a great day, staying safe, sane, and healthy. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.